They mocked her rifle setup until the instructor whispered, "Only snipers." The firing range fell silent when Kess assembled her weapon. 3 barrel segments, modular stock, a firing mechanism that looked like salvage from a decommissioned planetary lander. The other recruits exchanged glances. This was a Colonial Defense Academy, not a junkyard. "That's not a rifle," someone muttered. "That's a cry for help." Kess didn't respond. She'd learned that lesson 43 days ago, when her hybrid nervous system had first understood parallel processing. Speaking only invited the weak to test their strength against her. The Academy's firing range stretched across 100 meters of vacuum-sealed chamber, its targets positioned at distances from 50 to 4,000 meters. Lieutenant Commander Voss stood at the observation platform, his weathered face unreadable. He'd been the one to recruit her, a hybrid of human and Solari physiology, designed for impossible things. "Initialized baseline assessment," Voss announced. Kess shouldered her weapon and fired. The recoil registered as a mathematical problem her body solved in real time. Her human musculature absorbed the vertical axis impact. Her Solari-enhanced skeleton managed the lateral dispersal. The neural interface that bridged both systems calculated ballistic coefficients and wind resistance in parallel with her conscious aim. She fired again and again. At 400 meters, the target showed 5 consecutive shots in a group smaller than a centimeter. The Academy's standard was 10 centimeters. She'd exceeded it by an order of magnitude. "Decent grouping," Voss observed flatly. "Next distance." She advanced to 800 meters. Same precision, same impossible accuracy. The other recruits watched from the observation deck, their skepticism hardening into something darker. Envy, fear, the knowledge that they'd been trained for warfare, and she'd been engineered for it. At 2,000 meters, the mocking began again. "That rifle can't hold zero at that range," someone said loudly. "The barrel will drift." It wouldn't. Kess understood why. Her rifle's 3-segment design created a frequency resonance that actually stabilized the barrel against thermal drift. Standard weapons couldn't do it. Standard weapons had been designed by engineers who assumed standard physiology would fire them. She designed this one for herself. At 3,000 meters, she paused. The target was barely visible, a half-meter square at a distance where atmospheric distortion became as significant as the ballistics. Wind shear, temperature gradients, Coriolis effect. The neural interface calculated variables simultaneously across her human and Solari processing centers. She breathed, not to calm herself. She didn't have a nervous system that panicked anymore. She breathed to synchronize her dual physiology, to make the human and Solari sides of her body move as one. She fired. The chamber monitoring system displayed the result. Dead center. Perfect shot. The observation deck erupted in angry whispers. Voss said nothing. He simply descended from the platform and walked to the firing line. "For 1,000 meters, he said quietly. "Final shot." Kess looked at the target. At that distance, it was theoretical. The air itself became a variable. The Earth's rotation became a factor. Even her hybrid physiology would be operating at the edge of what physics permitted. "This rifle won't make it," someone called out. "The design is unstable at extreme range." Voss glanced back at the observation deck. "Quiet." He turned to Kess. His voice dropped to barely a whisper, for her ears only. Only snipers understand that weapons aren't about the shooter. They're about the shot. They're about understanding that there's a perfect distance for every weapon, every person, every moment. Your rifle isn't designed for everyone. He paused. "It's designed for you, for what you are." Kess raised the weapon. She felt the neural interface hum as it accessed every sensor her hybrid body possessed. Her human eyes providing optical data, her Solari proprioception calculating air density, the parallel processing of her dual nervous system becoming something that had never existed before, a consciousness that could hold contradiction without contradiction. She fired. The monitoring system took 3 seconds to confirm the shot. 3 seconds where the atmosphere itself seemed to hold its breath. Dead center, at 4,000 meters, in conditions where even her equipment shouldn't have performed. The observation deck was silent. "You see," Voss said to the recruits, his voice carrying through the chamber, "she wasn't mocking you. she was building. You look back at Kess. They designed you to be a weapon, but you've built yourself into something else entirely. A craftsperson, a perfectionist, someone who understands that impossibility is just a problem with the right answer. Kess lowered the rifle. In the observation deck, no one was mocking anymore. They were simply watching, understanding that they'd been trained by the army, but she'd been trained by something far more demanding. She'd been trained by herself.